So this is going to be my Ayearathon wrap up and just my overall wrap up all together in one video this month. Because I don't have time to do anything because school's already kicking my butt and it's only been 2 weeks. For the books that I listed in my to be read for the Ayearathon, I probably read 4 in the time frame that week, the Ayearathon week, and then I read the rest later on. And then I read a total of 12 books in 5,142 pages. And so I'm going to go from my least favorite books to my least favorites to my favorite. And then I'll probably mention some ebooks that I read also. My first least favorite book was one of the Ayearathon books. It was Once Again by Liz Braswell and Cameron Doki. I got this book from Book Outlet. I got it because it was a retelling. I don't think I read the Siphon. I didn't look it up on Goodreads or anything. I just bought it, and this book was pretty awful. It's 2 books in one. It's a Snow White retelling and a Beauty and Sleeping Beauty retelling, and both of them were pretty bad. I can't tell you what was bad about them. I just didn't like them. I didn't like either of them. They were just like, I'm trying to remember what I said in my notes. They just were just slow and unrememberable and just, I don't know. It didn't have, I gave it like 2 stars. I mean, it had the potential to be good, but it just wasn't good. Next book on my list, I was super disappointed in because I was just like, should I get this box? Should I not get this box? Because I knew a book was going to come in the box before I got it, and so I was like, oh yeah, I'll get it. Then I was like, oh my god, the book is so pretty, but this book was so bad. I did not enjoy this at all. It was like painful to read. I gave it 2 stars too because, like I said, some of it was good. I didn't like the main character. The plot was super weird. I mean, it got very weird very fast. When the book is pretty, that's about it. The book was just not good to me. Maybe it's because I already said I didn't like Phantom of the Opera before I read it. I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt because I like the Arthur, but I did not enjoy Roseblood at all. So yeah, I got it from the Owl Crate box, and I regret buying that box kind of a little bit, but yeah, I think I say I gave that book 2 stars because I did. The next book on my list was another retelling, and that was God's Behaving Badly by Marie Phillips. This is a kind of a new adult kind of book about the gods. It was pure fluff. I gave it 3 stars for being just a big giant fluff ball of nothingness. It was just like no plot really. It was just literally the title, Gods Behaving Badly. It was like the gods got sent to the earth, or something. They're living on earth for some reason, and then they're just doing crazy stuff, turning people into trees, playing with people's emotions, killing people. It was just like a quick read. It was funny. Some stuff did make me laugh. Some stuff I was rolling my eyes at. If you want like a real Greek god retelling in depth of them doing some good stuff, this is not the book. This was just a humor little fluffy ball piece. Yeah, 3 stars. And I got this book from Thrift Books. Next was my Beautiful Reads book of the month, which is the romance subscription box, and that was Lucian Divine by Renee Carlino. So it was basically about this girl who has a guardian angel. So this is her guardian angel. He's like following her around. It was like a creep factor there for some reason about the guardian angel just following her around everywhere and knowing her since she was a baby, and then started to date her and stuff. It wasn't that good of a book. I gave it 3 stars because some parts I did like. Some parts had me very interested and invested in it, and the angel business reminded me a lot of Supernatural, which is a show I love. So while it wasn't the best book that I've ever read, it wasn't that bad. But like, it was a very creepy and weird at some points. Next was one of the first books I read of the month. I started reading this last month. That is The Vault of Dreamers by Kara M. O'Brien. So this is the first book in the trilogy, I think. I think the third book is coming out this year. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue this trilogy. This book was like, I gave it 3 stars. I got it from Book Outlet. And the premise is like a reality TV show. Like the kids are on, like all their whole lives are monitored and watched. And they're like doing some experiments to them or something in their sleep. So they don't remember their sleep or they don't dream. And you stay in the, it's like a school. You stay in the school by getting high ratings on your TV or something. And like the ending makes me really want to pick up the next book, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I'll just leave it at that. Maybe if I see it for cheap on Book Outlet, I'll pick it up. I wouldn't go out and buy it just because I'm dying to read it or anything. It wasn't that interesting. It was kind of boring for most of the parts. Next on my list is another book I thought was gonna be higher, and it was a middle grade book, Furthermore, by Tarahi Mafi, who wrote the Shatter Me series. I really love the Shatter Me series. Like, people don't like it because of the writing. Like, her writing was very different, and it's the same for this book. It's not the exact same writing as Shatter Me, but it was very, very different writing. It was kind of more complicated than I thought writing should be for a middle grade book. But overall, I gave it 3.5 stars. I got this book from Target, I think for Christmas. Let's see. So it's about a girl named Alice. It's Alice. So please don't bark in my video, Penny. She's without color. She lives in a world called, what's the world called? Fernwood. She lives in Fernwood, and so her dad goes missing and disappears. So she goes to look for her dad, who's in a place called Furthermore, and she's on the adventure with her frenemy Oliver, and they just have different adventures. It's kind of has Alice in Wonderland vibes a little bit, but it's very different. It's like different kind of magic and paper foxes and this weirdness going on in there. Let me see. It was a cute story overall. That's what I'm gonna say. I would let my nieces read this if they can get into the writing. It wasn't a bad book, but it wasn't a great book. Next is another book that's been on my shelf for a while, which I got from Book Outlet, and it's Zeros by Scott Westerfield, Margot Langen, and Deborah Biancotti. And it's a first book in this trilogy, I think. I'm probably not going to finish this trilogy. I don't even remember Zeros. I really don't. It's a story about some teens. Okay, it's coming back to me. So it's a teens, and they have powers. Instead of heroes, they call themselves Zeros because some of them just don't like their powers, and they get into some trouble. And then they just like come together. It's like the show Heroes, but with teenagers, and not as great. I might not finish this series. Maybe I will. Wasn't anything that made me want to hurry up and pick up the book series. Finally, the final 2 books on my list, or the final 2 physical books on my list, are some of my favorite of the month. Well, I gave Zeros 3.5 stars. Let's see, which one should I talk about first? I have 2 5-star books, and I'm gonna go with this one first because I was not gonna give this 5 stars initially, but it was Heartless by Marissa Meyer. I got super tired of the Lunar Chronicles after Crest. Like, I didn't finish it. I still haven't finished it. So I wasn't trying to read Heartless like super fast, but it was the pick of the month, I think, for the Ayearathon group. It was the group read. I didn't want to read this because I already know what happens to the Queen of Hearts. I know her story ends, so I was just like, a Queen of Hearts retelling. I know it's going to end badly for her some way. But it was so good. It was so good. Um, it was really good. I laughed. I felt emotions for the Queen of Hearts. The writing for this book was fantastic. You know what? I'm thinking about. I forgot to freaking get my list together of books I checked off for the other challenge. Because I was gonna say I wanted to cheat a little bit and check off. It was like one of the things for the Pop Sugar challenge was books about food. They talk about food a lot in here. Cause I didn't connect that together for something. The Queen of Heart and her tarts and stuff. Yeah, and so they talk about all her tarts and her desserts a lot. So I got hungry while reading that book. But yeah, 5 stars. It was super good. And then the last book, physical book, got this video is long, is The Land of Stories, The Wishing Spell by Chris Colfer. So this is a middle grade read, and I freaking loved it. I am definitely going to keep reading this series and hopefully get my niece into reading the series because it was freaking adorable. So these two twins get transported into the Land of Stories, and they just go around meeting Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and Red Riding Hood and Goldilocks. So it's like fairy tales and I forgot what I was going to say. So it's just all kind of different fairy tale worlds collided into one. So everybody knows each other. Sleeping Beauty and Snow White and what's the girl, the long hair, Rapunzel, and everybody gets to meet, and it's cute. It's super cute, and I can't wait to read the next one. So those are all the physical books. Really quickly, I'm going to say I read a couple of good ebooks, starting with Juniper and Smoke by Sadia Ashy. I got this book, I think, in a giveaway or something, and it was a contemporary romance. So I was like, so this Juniper and Smoke. So this is part 1 and 2, and then there's a part 3 coming out, and I can't wait to read that. I gave Juniper and Smoke, let's see, 4 stars. It was a very good contemporary romance book. I realized that I hadn't read any. It was freaking February, Black History Month, and I hadn't read a single black book for Black History. So I went through Goodreads. I went through the Kindle store, and I found Civil War classics. I'm not gonna have to edit this video. Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl by Harriet Jacobs. It's a memoir of a former slave. So it was written. So I had to do some research because it was super confusing. But it was the Arthur was the slave, but she changed her name and published it under a different pseudonym. That's not the word. Different name. She published it under a different name. So I had never heard her story. It was very interesting. Like the way she worded it and the way that it was written was pretty different than what I've read before. So yeah, it was a pretty tame reading of slavery. There was nothing too graphic or too bad, so middle schoolers probably could read it and enjoy it without being too traumatized. So it was good. It was very interesting to read her story. And the last ebook that I'm going to talk about is Damaged Goods by Jennifer Bardsley. So I got sent this book for free from her for reading the book in 3 days. And it's the second book in the series, the Genesis Chronicle series, Blank Slate number 2. So I don't know if I think I talked about this in the another book, another video. It's a dystopian kind of world where technology has like ruined people's lives. Like technology gave people cancer, and then this girl's basically been brainwashed to she's never used technology, and she's been brainwashed to just want to please different people. And it was a super interesting sci-fi type book. And Damaged Goods was better than the first book. It was better than the first book, and I really want to read the third book in the series. So that is all for my February wrap up. I read like less the books this month than I've read in a while, and some reason this video is 16 minutes long. Oh my gosh. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.